boy Oscino Fly back with another review, and this time we are reviewing J. Cole, the Oscino, rapper out of North Carolina, Vietnam. If I have to say this about J. Cole, he is probably in everybody's top 3 rappers of the 2010s and maybe this era of rap as well. You know, back in the 90s it was like, who was the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. I think in this generation, who is the best MC? You would say Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. It's always those top 3, and everybody else falls on the wayside. Not really fall on the wayside, but if you're not the top 3, you're not the top 3. So with that being said, J. Cole has had, to me, a tremendous career after 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Don't get me wrong, his albums and his mixtape before that were fire. J. Cole always had a strong fan base. But before 2014 Forest Hill Drive, I feel like this is like BC and AD, like Jesus Christ, before Christ and after death. Before 2014 Forest Hill Drive, like, his music was always good, but people would consider him boring. A lot of people, when they mention J. Cole, it's like, oh, he put me to sleep and all that other stuff. It's just, even though he made great songs, and he probably got some of his greater songs are probably before 2014 Forest Hill Drive, a lot of people will see him as boring. Now, after 2014 Forest Hill Drive, he's probably, everybody kind of looking at him, especially his fan base, is probably one of the greatest MCs to ever do it. He has gone platinums with no features, like, and then like J. Cole fans is just, J. Cole goes platinums with no features. J. Cole goes platinum. J. Cole's the dopest rappers on that. It's amazing. He's probably one of the few MCs I know that, even though he was good, his career was like that. Maybe Wale, but not to that type of hype. On to the off season. What do I think about this one? Lyrically, this is his best album yet. Lyrically, I still feel like 2014 Forest Hill Drive is his best album, which is why I said BC and AD. But lyrically, I feel like this album is his best album from a lyrical standpoint. He is rapping on here. Like, this is like the rapper's rapper on here. Especially when you start out with 95 South, and everybody's been quoting this line. I've been seeing it in skits, people's Facebook statuses. I've been seeing it on Twitter. You know, put an M on your head, you Luigi's brother now. Everybody's been quoting this. Like, he's rapping. He's really rapping on here. If I could say the standout songs on here, which is probably, I think it's probably everyone's favorite song on here. I haven't really checked, but Applying Pressure, especially, I feel like this is where he's at his pinnacle lyricism, and that one's really good. Punching the Clock after that, I feel like is really good from a little one. Punching the Clock right after one, I feel like that's his second most lyrical song. I feel like both of these, and they're back to back to each other, so I feel like you're getting that lyrical J. Cole that everybody liked. With that being said, I still feel like there is still songs on here that, you know, I don't want to say they're for the radio, but they're very catchy. I think Pride is the Devil with Lil Baby. I think that one's very catchy. Let Go My Hand. That one sonically is my favorite. Even though lyrically, Applying Pressure is my favorite, but sonically, Let Go My Hand is my favorite. I like how he was talking about, like, sooner or later his son is going to be a man, and you got to teach him to be strong out here because he know people would try him. Like, that whole, like, I like the story part of him, like, saying like he didn't like the fight, but he had to fake it because people would try him, and sometimes there were times where he had to call his bluff and he had to fight, but most of the times he didn't really want to fight. And then I believe this is the one where he's talking about how his last fight was between him and Diddy, which a lot of people blew up on Twitter too, which, by the way, I've heard the story. Diddy fucked up. Diddy's fucked up for that. Let Go My Hand, sonically, I think that's one of his best songs on here. The interlude, I feel like that, I believe that's the one everybody liked. The Climb Back, I think that's really good. Lyrically speaking, there's a lot on here that's not bad. I really can't really point out a bad song on here. And I feel like the features on here too, with Lil Baby on here. Lil Baby, obviously he does his thing, but I don't think it really like takes away from J. Cole. Boss and Black on Let Go My Hand. I feel like that second half is the reason why I like it. The singing part, Even though like J. Cole part was great, but the singing part for me is the reason. I think that one is really carries the rest of the song and it doesn't fall flat. So 100 Mil, which also had Boz on there, I feel like that's really good too. Like shout out to Boz. He's still like Too Hot to Ride is still, I still listen to Too Hot to Ride to this day, so shout out to Boz. You know, that's still a dope album. Hungo on Hillside, I like, what I've been liking lately is the way people been closing out their albums. And I feel like a lot of artists has really been taking like, how am I going to close out this album? Hungo on Hillside is a very good album to close out on. I think he does a magnificent job on it. So overall, like I said, lyrically, I feel like this is his best album to date. I would still, you will come back to this album. I've done come back to this album even when I'm not trying to. I done come back to this album, especially for a couple of songs. But I still think 2014 Forest Hill Drive is his best album. This might be second. I don't know where you put KOD because KOD is really good. But in my opinion, if I would say what is his best albums, it would be 2014 Forest Hill Drive. It would be this one, the All Season, and KOD. Even though like since earlier mixtapes, I'm not gonna, I never called them boring, but I understand why people would call them boring. Even though I feel like those songs was more for the radio, and I guess, but overall, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I think this is gonna be contention of album of the year. It's June is coming. Come to think of it, June is coming. I gotta put out top 5 albums of the mid-year. Come to think of it, really, I gotta look at it now. I gotta really look at all the albums I done listened to, even the ones I haven't really reviewed, which I will probably do a quick reviews sooner or later. Just for the ones I've reviewed, I've listened to but not reviewed. Back to this, J. Cole again. Real dope album. I can see why people like this album. I see why the J. Cole fans are like hyping this album up. I'm pretty sure this will go platinum too, with features. But I'm pretty sure this will go platinum too because J. Cole fans does support their boy, which he does say that. He said, I think it was, I forgot which was one. It's just like, I think it was on the intro, actually, the 95 South, where he had this line about all this fan base and he only sell a measly 100,000. Like, that's a dope line. There's a bunch of dope lines on here. Once you, like I said, lyrically, there's a bunch of lines on here that I feel like a lot of people are gonna enjoy. So let me know what y'all think. What's your favorite song on here? What is your top 3 J. Cole album? Because Born Center is not a bad album, but I don't know if I would put that in the top 3. So let me end this. Today, my name is Oscino flying. I'm out. Peace.
Fancy ass man wear glove with rings, flying around town in a tub of wings. Found out how to make love to fiends. He mixing that fudge with the drug of dreams. She too teenage to have a drug of choice, but she fuck with that Royce like she love Detroit. She rolled. Pharaoh.